Our next story is about France. The country is facing yet another crisis. Their government may fall tomorrow before it completes even 3 months in power. The Prime Minister Michel Barnier faces a no-confidence vote. It's a vote that he is likely to lose. So France could be without a proper head of government yet again. It's a political mess, courtesy President Emmanuel Macron. He called for snap elections in June, and since then there has been uncertainty. And this is not the only problem that he's grappling with. There are strikes and protests, a nationwide taxi strike, farmer protests, a government worker strike, maybe even an energy sector strike. It seems every part of the French society is protesting, and now the government is about to shut down as well, as Paris gears up to host world leaders for the reopening of the Notre Dame Cathedral. Here's a report.
A fire was lit in the streets of Paris today. Some wood was set ablaze, smoke bombs were set off, and about 500 people gathered around to voice their discontent. The protesters are taxi drivers. They are demonstrating all over France today. Some of them are driving slow on purpose. This has caused traffic jams all over the country. Together, the jams are about 500 kilometers long. The cab drivers are protesting against France's new budget for the year 2025. The budget will force people to take shared cabs to the hospital instead of taking an individual taxi during an emergency. It's a deeply unpopular move, and taxi drivers say they will lose money. That is why they are protesting, that is why they lit the fire, and that's why thousands of taxi drivers from all over France are making their way to that spot. You see, the fire is very close to France's Parliament building, where the Prime Minister, Michel Barnier, passed the budget yesterday. The cab drivers lit the fire outside, but Barnier lit a metaphorical flame inside, right under his seat. He passed the unpopular budget without going through Parliament. He rammed it through without a vote. Now, this is never a great idea, but it's especially risky when you don't even have a parliamentary majority. You see, Michel Barnier runs a minority government. His position depends on outside support from other parties, especially France's National Rally Party. The National Rally was against this budget. They told Barnier to change it, but he rammed it through instead. So the National Rally has decided to pull the plug on Barnier's government.
This means that, as I speak, a no-confidence motion will be tabled and we will vote to bring down the government.
It's a rare occasion. Both France's right and left are coming together to bring down Barnier's government.
Obviously, in the face of this umpteenth denial of democracy, we will vote no confidence in this government, and Michel Barnier will probably go down in history as the Prime Minister who had the shortest term of office as Prime Minister of the Fifth Republic. We will vote no confidence, and contrary to what the Prime Minister said just now, there will not be chaos once Mr. Barnier and his government have gone. We are now experiencing political chaos as a result of both Mr. Barnier's government and Emmanuel Macron's presidency.
Michel Barnier became Prime Minister on September 5th. He hasn't even completed 3 months in power, and he could be ousted tomorrow. This could spell trouble. It took about 2 months for French parties to agree on Barnier as Prime Minister. He was a compromise candidate after weeks of negotiations, and he probably won't even last 3 months. So what happens next? What happens if he gets ousted? Most likely, there will be more gridlock, much like the taxi jams taking place all over France, and things will get worse soon. The taxi driver protest is scheduled to go on till Thursday, and then 2 more protests may begin that same day. A government workers' strike and an energy sector strike. Both groups are demanding higher wages, so they have threatened to bring services to a halt. When you look at all these things together, it sounds like the perfect metaphor for French politics.